Hi everyone, this is Adamara. This is part 2 to a video on is the frequency in music making people off key. Now I've done the first part of this video last week. Now this is the second part. I'm not going to go back and recap over everything that I've done. But basically, is the frequency in music making people off key? Now in 1953, the frequency of music changed from 432 Hertz to 440 Hertz. At 432 Hertz, this was more in tune to the planets and to the heartbeat of the planets. But then the music was changed in 1953 to a frequency of 44 Hertz. That is 44 Hertz in terms of music. 44 Hertz means that there are 440 vibrations per second in music. This is an off-key. It is an off-key rhythm. It is an off-key frequency. Whereas the 432 was more in tune to nature, more in tune to love, more in tune to positive vibration. Now the music industry and the rap music has changed considerably since 1985. Before, in rap, we're talking about love. We're talking about everyday experiences. We're talking about how to try and make the community a better place. But in 1985 came in gangster rap. So you start to have groups like NWA, which stands for with attitude. I'm not dropping the N word because next thing I get my video pulled down. The music starts to change, and in came a lot of negative commentary in the lyrics. They're talking about shooting, stabbing, killing, selling drugs, yeah, to your brothers and sisters and all the rest of it. Now that kind of music has been more prominent now since 1985, and along came drugs also. The crack cocaine came in around about the same time. And now the music industries have started to get a hold of this gangster rap. So now you've got the private prison industry, and you've got the private prison industry, and you've got also the music industry, and they're working hand in hand with each other. Okay, and they want this gangster music out there because they're profiteering from it. They make a lot of profit from it. But let me tell you this also about this music. Music carries emotions. Sometimes music can make you feel really happy. Sometimes it can make you feel really sad. Sometimes it can make you feel in between. Sometimes it can make you reflect on certain things, certain events in your past life, or things to come in your present life. Now, David Icke is an author. He's written a lot about frequency, right? And there's one particular video that he's done, and it's entitled Music is Frequency Programming 440 Hertz by David Icke. And on this video, he had a rapper by the name of XXXTentacion. Let me spell that out. That's XXXTentacion. Extension. Right? Anyway, this rapper is not only just a rapper, he was a producer also. And this is what he said about music. Music is a frequency programming. What frequency are you being fed? If I play with those frequencies, right, I can get certain parts of the mind. I can get the frequency to certain parts of the mind. If I ask you to astral project, or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that. Wow, that's powerful, man. So you see, music does carry a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings. And there's some people, they know about these frequencies, and they play on it. There's some people who don't know nothing at all about these frequencies. Music carries certain frequencies and it can make people off key. I have a diagram here. It says here the human emotional vibration chart. You could go look this up. The human emotional vibration chart. And it says that different emotions carry different frequencies. Right? So, shame, for example, carries a frequency of 20 hertz. That's shame. It carries a frequency of 20 hertz. Fear carries a frequency of 100 hertz. Anger carries a frequency of 150 hertz. Courage carries 200 hertz. Peace carries 600 hertz. Enlightenment carries 700 hertz. Acceptance 350 hertz. So the lower the hertz, the lower the frequency or vibration. So fear is 100 hertz. Shame is 20 hertz. And there are people, as I'm telling you, within the music industry, even musicians themselves, they know about these frequencies, right? How harmful they can be. They can play music on a certain frequency, and this frequency can get to you, can get to your emotions. Now, David Icke again talks about music frequency and the magnetic energy that these frequencies can carry. Some decades ago, there was a guy who worked out the frequencies of different emotional states. This is long ago. It has become very sophisticated now. So every thought, every emotional response is a frequency. It generates a frequency, and it is of itself a frequency. The brain processes information electrically, and that's very important. Our brains carry frequency electrically. It communicates with the cellular structure electrically, and it operates within a certain band frequency. If you can broadcast frequency, carry information, this technology is long been known. Carry information and perception within the frequency that the brain decodes information. You can externally influence people's perception externally by broadcasting these frequencies that they interact with, because they are antennae. You see, our brains are like antennae, and it takes in information. We get electrical signals which our brain then decodes. So, going back to music, if you play music on a certain hertz, on a certain frequency, that can be quite detrimental to people's health. Check out what David Icke has to say, right? The author David Icke, on frequency. They can play across a community these frequencies without anyone knowing, and it starts to have an effect, and it starts to build rage, it starts to build anger, and people might not realize why they're feeling it, but they start to feel it, and then what they do is they trigger that with an event. Hate is a frequency, and it's different from love. When you are in a room and there's a lot of aggression, conflict, hatred, you feel it. What do people say? You can cut the atmosphere with a knife in there. That is because the frequencies of hate and conflict have been so generated that they've changed the electromagnetic field of the room. Let me say that again. For you rappers out there, you gangster rappers, but I'm not only just having to go at the rap industry, because even within techno, even within drum and bass and acid house, the music is being played at such a fast rate, 160 beats per minute, which is extremely fast. It's sped up to 2.5 times what it should be. And then you've got all these, what I call synthetic instruments, drum machines, you got samplers, you've got keyboards and synthesizers, and on the keyboards you have sampled strings, sampled guitars, sampled piano, yeah, sampled saxophones and trumpets. So the music now is very synthetic. But one emphasizes more on the rap music is because I see, along with a lot of Arab people, we see what is going on in terms of a lot of young black kids ending up incarceration, yeah? Ended up incarceration or in a grave because of this negative music and this negative frequency. So again, if I can save 3 or 4 people, that's my job done. You have got to be the change that you want to see in the world. You've got to try and create that change for yourself and stop following other people. Get together with like-minded people who want to help to try and make the world a better place. Again, I'm going to read this bit by Alex, this last bit. That is because the frequency of hate and conflict have been so generated that they change the electromagnetic field of the room. I've been into rooms sometimes, and I can tell that someone's had an argument with someone else because they're not talking, or you can just feel the atmosphere, yeah? The electromagnetic frequency in that room has changed. So when people are going out listen to gangster rap music in nightclubs, or even sat in their homes with their headsets on, and especially these young kids are impressionable because they're so young. The mind's soaking up all this information like a sponge, man. Let me read out something to you by this ex-rapper, because this is very interesting. And generally, the rap music is very demonic, very evil. For instance, you will have artists get on track and talk about killing another black person, raping somebody's wife, taking somebody's wife from their husband, taking somebody's girlfriend from their boyfriend. Just a whole lot of evil talk in music. And a lot of people don't understand when you are listening to those words, right? Words have power. What you speak into existence will come. It is so true. What you put out there, yeah? What's going on inside your mind, what's coming out your mouth, right? Manifests things. It manifests things. So you talk about going around shooting people, going around talking about drugs and hoes and bitches and using the N-word. And you got all this negative charge going on. And on top of that, the music's playing at 440 hertz. And these radio stations are putting out the 440 hertz. The streams are putting out 444 hertz. 440 hertz. It's creating a lot of negativity and vibration, man. A lot of negative vibration. Anyway, this guy goes on and he says, yeah, words have power. What you speak into existence will come. What you watch and what you idolize will come. When you're hearing cheat on your wife, cheat on your husband, cheat on your boyfriend, etc., that could potentially make you want to live that life. And that's by a guy called Gangster turned Junkster, or Gangster turned Junker. Okay, you can find him on YouTube. So, again, as I said, there's some people, and especially like the music industry, they know about this 440 frequency. So when they sign on these new rappers that nobody know, right? Nobody knows, they get success overnight. Next thing, they're putting out this negative music, yeah, with these negative lyrics. And then young people looking up to these people, thinking, I want to be like him. I want rims like him. I want the gold chain like him. I want the lifestyle of him. I want women like he's got. I want that life. And it's not real life. It's not real life. Half the chains that you see they got around their neck, these rappers, are customized or they've been borrowed. One last little bit I want to read before I come off here. As I said, if I can save some of these young people, right? For a man to live this life, man. For a man to live this life. Too many are dying. Too many are going to prison. Yeah? It needs to change, man. Positive rap doesn't get any airplay. Negative rap does. Conscious rap don't get no airplay. Negative rap does. Listen to this. This is by a scientist. In order for it to be really effective, we need to use the proper words, phrases, scientifically selected. And that gives you the basic idea. We embed messages just below the threshold of perception. Just below the threshold of perception. So they can go directly into the subconscious. Music is played just below the threshold and it goes right into your subconsciousness. You know, there's been a test done by some scientists and they put some water in a glass and played the 440 Hertz and then recorded it and then looked back at the results, and in the center of the water it looks quite dense, yeah, quite dense and closely clustered together, the frequency band. And then they played music at 432 Hertz, which is a natural harmonious frequency, a love frequency, okay, harmonious. And when they've recorded and looked at the water in a glass, it's more spread out more equally. It doesn't look so dense. They've recorded this. Do you know as well that they can play music at such a high vibration it can break glass. It can shatter glass. I'll go back to this last bit again. And I want you to look. Go back to this last bit again. I want you to look this information up, man. I've got part 3 coming up soon. So I want you guys to stay in tune. Let me just say this quickly again before I go, right? This is going to go into part 3. So I want you to stay in tune. I'm going to say it again, if I can save like 3 lives or more, that's my work done. That's my work done. Music creates certain emotions. We have these emotions in us anyway. And it's, if the people who are making these music know how to touch these different frequencies, right, it's going to set off and trigger off certain emotions. You hear what I'm telling you? Right, shame, 20 Hertz. Fear, 100 Hertz. Anger, 150 Hertz. Courage, 200 Hertz. Peace, 600 Hertz. Enlightenment, 700 Hertz. Acceptance, 350 Hertz. Go look this up. You can find this. The Human Emotional Vibration Chart. The Human Emotional Vibration Chart. Music is a very powerful thing. Words are extremely powerful thing. Put the two together and it's like dynamite. Put the two together and it's like dynamite. It's explosive. It's powerful. This is El Adamara with another video. Watch out for part 3 coming. And share this video with as many people as you know. Thank you.